How's it going, everybody on YouTube? We are officially up with more Stanley Parable. First, before we really get going, just want to real quick say again, we are officially monetized. So the video may have an ad in front of it. That being the case, yeah, it should just be the end and beginning. I didn't turn on mid-roll. I didn't really think that was necessary, but yeah, it is officially, hopefully, monetized. I don't know. Not really sure how it works yet. Still working through all the details of it. It just happened randomly last night. I looked and I was like, oh, that's okay. Okay, we're monetized. Apparently, since we were all affiliated, it happened pretty much instantly. But yeah, we are going to get into the Stanley Parable. And by the way, it says Stanley Parable 2, but so quickly today, I forgot to charge it. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. Tilted my camera. Why do you blow smoke at me? We live for the bucket. The bucket. Love the bucket. Time pizza.
Hi, Kakarot.
What? That's Crack Rat.
Hey, Crack.
Bucket. Bucket.
Bucket.
Okay, baby. Haven't checked in for a while. Sorry. Hey, things happen. Things happen. Oh, what? Doesn't exist. Timeout. Pizza Man. 128. Hey, there's Epoch with member for 5 months for Firecracker tier. Damn, look at you go. Jotaro, thank you so much. Pizza Man 300 bucket. That should be right. There we go. You're timed out for reason bucket. Yeah, you got ball. You playing with all the cats today. But yeah, it's fine. Things happen. Life happens. We are going to get right back in. The end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. There's a cat.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Shouldn't have restarted.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where
no, this is new. This is new. We're not going to be able to watch the full stream since Green Day concert. Hey, enjoy. Let me know how it goes.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
I don't know how many more streams we'll do, Stanley. It's all going to depend on how much, you know, is left in here.
Every month of every year.
I think we're steadily getting through a lot of it. Notification is on my clock for 5 p.m. Yeah.
As though he had been made exactly.
So it's your clock to know when it's 5 p.m., huh?
Stanley was happy.
He's just in a square room. Look at him. He's so happy in this little square hole.
And then one day,
little square cubby hole.
Very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change.
Hey, that's how it works,
Something
man.
he would never quite forget.
I'm just happy to hear that, really.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
But yeah, we are now monetized, so that's pretty neat. Minecraft collab that I've created will be pretty fun when we finally start to discuss more details. I hope so. I hope it's a great time. I hope you all have fun.
Call a meeting, or even
good to see you back in chat, by the way. It's been a minute since I've seen you in chat.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Checking in on Twitch. Oh, welcome to Twitch.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest
time. Been a bit busy lately. But that's life. That happens.
And regained his senses,
just happy to see you.
He got up from his desk and stepped out of his
always
office.
Nice having you around on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. Oh, okay, we are officially in. I was gonna say for a minute there, I was like, did it? Oh, thank you for the follow, Ethan McCroy. That things are going well for the community though. Going about as good as they can. For the moment, at least. I think we just broke 1,600. Oh, you got turkey? Yeah, give me a slice of turkey. On YouTube? Yeah, we just hit 1,600 on YouTube.
Just to suffer.
We're at like 340 or almost 340 on Twitch too. Turkey.
Why are we still here?
Damn, look at it go. Thank you, Q2.
Just to suffer.
Their turkey is good. That's actually really good. Yeah, for a second I was like, did this restart? And then I realized it still got the balloons and everything. So it didn't restart.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Or this, you filthy
Perhaps he had
casual.
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Rude. Gotta turn the monitors off. Nobody around here knows how to conserve power. It's funny to me, I think we were steadily going insane last stream. Just steadily. Meeting today. I forgot we were finding the figurines. We actually are missing like 2 of them, right? Zoom in on the balloons. It'll let me zoom in. Will it let me zoom in? It will someday. Won't let me do much zooming in. It just says get well someday. Which I chose the one about the 12-year-old niece, but that would have been funnier. Press control. That makes me crouch. Let's see. Yeah, that just makes me crouch. I get up. I gotta remember how to jump. Was there a way to jump? I got up here before, right? Can't get any closer, I don't think. No, I don't want that ending. I got that ending last time. That was actually one of the final endings we got. Ah, look. I know so familiar, friend.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be
Jump
alone
circle.
again. Not
True
truly
enough.
Alone. Not with the bucket around.
Not with my friend the bucket. My good friend the bucket. I got a bucket. You got a bucket? I got a bucket. Mr. Bucket, property of Stanley. The narrator's accent is almost infectious. But yeah, I don't know how much more I have left.
Clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, sure. We'll listen to you for now. Till you decide you don't want to. 411. How many are we missing? A large room, lots of boxes. Some are both red and blue. Some kind of game. Okay, so these two are probably going to be on the don't listen to them path. So we actually should, next time, should probably not listen. Let me in. I'm home
Stanley,
again.
we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If
You
I
can't
did,
make me.
You can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
You can't make me.
But alas, no stickers.
Fine, for the moment, I respect your wishes. I'll be back, though.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Lots of boxes. That's one of our hints. I think both of them are gonna be in the other one, in the don't listen to him path. I can't think of anywhere else they'd be on the other path, like this path right now. Let me in. Let me in. Why don't you let me in?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
Oh no.
life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soup. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew?
See, before it was just letting me
Was
in.
the bucket guiding him? Yes.
Let me
this is
in.
certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket whispers to me at night. He whispers me sweet nothings. He calls my name. Call my name. Take me down the elevator. Loading. Love that screen. Loading.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It
Yo,
would be
Stanley
all
Parable. Yes,
Stanley could do
sir,
to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
We got the bucket.
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest
Yes,
moment of
Resident Band.
uncertainty, he would be all right.
Immediate
The
band.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yes, the bucket soothes me. The bucket knows.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although
You're not
this
my dad.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall,
Let me
Stanley
smash.
and the bucket
Hey,
would both
thank you,
need to
Eris, so
abandon
much for the
death.
resubscribe at tier 1 for 6 months. What you doing, man? Hey, no one, how's it going? Stanley Parable, my
The door
beloved. Look at my
behind them was
bucket.
not shut.
He's
Stanley and the
adorable.
bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Never.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You can't make me. The bucket and I will survive. I will survive. Down the hole. I broke my legs. On the way down. Crack. Dead. It's like an amusement park ride. Whee! Bucket, you love this, don't you, huh? It's my favorite part. It's coming
As the
up.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on
This is
how
where it gets
meaningless
good.
the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Just like
To be
Disney
sure, It
World.
puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
You know what? Fair.
This is what Stanley thought to himself.
Disney
And he sort of
World. I
kicked
fell right
himself for
into
wasting
hell.
so much
And
time
Disney
carrying
World.
a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Disney World. What happened?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator.
The bucket saved me.
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to
Bucket,
death.
no. Oh. This wasn't violent at all. Just like Disney World. The Stanley
It
Parable. I
was
never
a
walked over here
shame,
with the bucket.
The death of such a magnificent bucket. It's
Yeah,
true that all
true.
buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious
Quite a
bucket
bucket.
to behold.
Quite a bucket. Ah, the bucket. Is this an autobiography? Welcomes you to the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge you really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? This bucket teaches me so much. He's so knowledgeable. Where is he at? My mind is very empty. Mind empty, no run, only butter.
Can you
Mind
see
butter.
how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris
favorite
that
portrait.
blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Look at all that. That's my favorite portrait. 25, is it 25? That's way more than 25 buckets. You're lying to me. Photograph for 25 buckets is the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. Any more than that, and it turns into a Bigfoot situation. You never know what you're going to capture. The photographer experienced catonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. I don't blame him. This looks like so many more buckets. At least 25. At least 25. I think that's about 7. 7 bucket. That's the new metric for counting. That's 7 bucket right there. Where'd the bucket go? Where'd he go? Oh, he's up into the void. I have to find him. Look at that. A bucket with 2 handles? Bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. They thought they were a visionary. But in truth, they were committing mockeries. Look at that. There's a bucket. Inferno bucket. What? A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was powerfully alluring, that it drove dozens of nations to war. The bucket wars with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control the bucket. No one controls the bucket. The bucket owns you. The stress bucket is an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket, coping strategies, holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress, the level of water in the bucket. This is truly the gospel. This bucket is truly ahead of its time. Ooh, there's a cave painting. The voices in my head are back. Why do they have buckets? What do you think a bucket would have been made of back in the day? Would it have been like stone or something? I'm not reading that. The chanting scares me.
No man can own a bucket, and
what
certainly
I said.
not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Let me see. I want to see what's over
It is
here.
man who should kneel before the bucket.
Bow before bucket. Praise be the bucket. That's what I've been saying this whole time. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. The distance and inevitability is for our own good. You lied. I could walk across. It's my bucket now.
But there is something we can do. Something we can
I knew
do
the bucket wars were
together,
canon.
you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
I'm like
we
a
can
bucket
save
napper.
the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
It gets because like a grape. I don't think I had a choice in that. I think the bucket, like, is the bucket just taking over now? Like, what happened to the bucket? Is he okay? Meeting today. Press button. Press button. They were definitely having a bad trip when making this.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another
But I
thrilling adventure
respect
together.
the trip they were on. Magnificent trip.
Stanley
Kristen-
clutched the bucket
Oh.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Kristen said your social battery
This
was dead
not
today,
the
so
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the
What's going
place
on,
to
man?
be.
how you doing?
And
See.
here it was.
Love
Had
it.
The bucket turned out
I love
to be
it.
correct. Was this better than
We
the
live here
meeting room?
now.
Yes,
Take my
Stanley
bucket,
thought to himself.
stand my
Yes,
ground.
perhaps it truly
I live here
was.
now.
How
I was wondering where she was.
insightful the
Yeah, she said
bucket
her
turned out
social
to
battery
be.
was kind of down today. But I think she's also just been working a lot lately. But how you doing, man? Let's see. Okay, we're done here.
No.
We back though.
mind.
No, we
The
won't.
bucket
The
was
door's
wrong.
closed now.
Stanley
The bucket was
took
wrong? The
door on his
bucket's
left
not wrong,
To go
don't
back
lie.
to the meeting room.
Nice place. No. Wait, is there a lot of boxes here? We're missing some figurines, man. I know they're around here somewhere.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting
No.
room. Go somewhere
No.
else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
This bucket's steadily, like, controlling me now. I'm one with the bucket. I fused with the bucket. There it is!
Good.
Said the bucket.
No!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to
I
the
saw it.
separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
I saw
So
it.
he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
You guys ever casually die for a bucket? Casual death by bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All right, I saw that, though. I know
Stanley
where it is
decided
now.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But yeah, I do think we're
Where are we
casually
going today, the
steadily
bucket asked.
reaching
Stanley
the final
just
bucket.
smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Yeah, I think we're steadily, like, getting closer to the end. We've run through a lot of these. They keep surprising me with new endings and stuff, though.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt
I
the
know
bucket
my way
calling
around.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
No, it wasn't.
And here it was. Had the bucket
You can get
turned
it-
out
yep.
to be correct? Was
Yep,
this
I'm gonna
better
get all
than-
the
No,
statues.
Never mind.
That's what I'm trying to
bucket was
do.
Wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room.
It's like
go
fucking
somewhere
Palpatine.
Else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
No. No.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon,
Figure
you'll collect the
Anlarines.
last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
They will
We'll
be
different
equal,
people
as
by
all
then.
things should be.
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and
Now
now
we have all of
we
them.
have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
Do it, memes. Do it, memes. You won't. Okay. I think... Let's go back through here. Are we going through the vent? We're the vent boy. Oh. What? Where? Who? What? Yo. This is a new area. Kind of sus. New area entirely. Holy shit. Where are we? Figure and Lorraines. Figure Lorraines. Are these videotapes? Or cassette tapes? What's this? This.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't
I'm in the
even
back
know.
rooms now.
I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Hey, did you use PayPal just now?
Sheer euphoria I feel.
Okay, 1 second.
Every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the
you go.
emptiness in my chest when I
You put the
sit down,
lasagna in?
it doesn't
Okay.
make sense. There's no explanation for it.
Narrator sound system.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in
What kind
my
of trip
arms.
were they on?
Why everything feels so...
Is the bucket
What
like
do
a
I do
deity
with
or
this
what?
treasure? I can monetize it.
He said, yes. He's got the spirit. He said, let me monetize it. Let me make some money.
Unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Let me get an hour. Just an hour, man.
It's my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Yo.
Camporata.
Very Bob Shotcast. What? This is a horror game now? Yo? What? I'm confused. What just happened? That got dark really quick.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
I
could it mean?
am very
Stanley
confused.
decided to go to the meeting room.
They just dropped that on me and then set me back. Hey, how's it going, Stop and Swap? How you doing? They just dropped that on me all of a
A
sudden.
strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Is the bucket like a deity or something? The end is never 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 the end. It's never loading.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
No,
This was
I will
not
not be
the
going
correct
that
way
way.
to the meeting room.
Okay, I think the last
Stanley
figurine,
had
it
felt
said
the
somewhere,
bucket calling to him,
it said the
telling
red and
him
blue
that the
doors, right?
employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind.
I gotta remember how to get to the red and blue
Bucket was
doors.
wrong.
I jump down and then
Stanley
go
took the door his
on the
left
path, right?
To go back to the meeting room.
We are one
No,
figurine short.
Said the
No,
bucket.
Go
no.
to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
So this is the next ending we're
Stanley
getting
did
in a
not
minute.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Well, I missed.
But Stanley feared that any
I didn't
path
go
he
high
walked
enough. I need to
might
go
lead
higher
to the
up.
separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might
Hey.
die in one another's arms.
Thank you so much for the follow, Stop and Swap.
deep
Yeah,
reflection.
Freddy's always real chill, really good about that. He sees somebody without a sub, he's like, you can't do that, and gives
How
them a
long was
sub.
sitting
I don't
there?
know. I
Stanley
don't know
wondered
why.
to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He
The
made a
answer might
note to
surprise
be
you.
More careful with time from now on.
Never.
The
Long as I've got my
impressive old
bucket.
friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly.
He always
to his
does that.
chest. This was not the correct way to the
Okay, so I
meeting
gotta go
room.
up a little higher before I
Stanley
drop
had felt
down.
The bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And
The
here it
answer
was.
is no.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
The narrator's
Bucket
trying to
was
just keep
wrong.
up with how fast I'm going.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Let's see.
No,
Said the
No.
bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the
Up.
way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose
Yeah,
not to
I did the
think about
awaiting
this
inputs
obvious
computer.
fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I didn't. But yeah, we did the awaiting input computers. We got the button heaven. It has a...
No, stop.
Really?
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Exactly. How would I know?
suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true...
I'm
well,
bucket
my
blind.
goodness. I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a
So I have to be here without a bucket.
Please, step in here for a moment.
I want the red and blue doors. But if the bucket is a friend, then isn't it isn't a bucket anymore. It's a friend. Exactly. That's not a bucket.
Now then,
Is it, what?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
So all of them are
Simple,
buckets,
right?
right?
This
We
should
agree
tell
on
us
that?
everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Everything's a
Okay,
bucket.
Let's begin.
Sorry.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes?
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? That's some backwards logic.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Rude!
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
How dare. The one I said no to would be the wrong answer.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I know what buckets look like. You can't lie to me. No. Never. The answer is that's definitely a bucket.
4. Is this a bucket?
That's definitely a bucket. Don't even have to think about that one. No, you're
Are you
wrong.
hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous
That's a
machine
bucket!
that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
It looks like a bucket.
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
How did you get that on there? Is there like a ramp on the other side? How did you do that? That
this
one's
a
a
bucket?
bucket for sure. For sure a bucket.
Correct.
See?
This is a bucket.
They look so close together. How was I supposed to know it wasn't a bucket? Weird.
Item
That is
6.
definitely a
Is
tractor.
this a bucket?
That is definitely a tractor. But we're putting yes anyway.
Trick
Oh!
question. Both. Gotcha.
I knew it was a tractor.
Item... Wait,
Could have
hold
told
on,
you
I
that.
can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
It's escaped. It's reached containment. Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
You think
And I
about it, you
don't
can
appreciate
fill the driving seat on the
implication that
tractor, so it's a
nothing is
bucket.
when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
We're all a bucket when it comes down to it. Ooh, the music. The air around us is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Praise the
I've
bucket.
lost all sense of perspective.
Try a bucket.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Sometimes you just have to
Stanley,
stop
I can't
and
keep doing this.
accept.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Yes.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm
Praise
going
the
to erase
bucket.
all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No! No! You can't do this to me! No! Did he just remove the
happened?
buckets?
Is everything gone? Why did
Everything is a
disappear?
bucket.
Wait, was everything a bucket?
Everything's a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Everything's a bucket.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
For the
Oh,
moment.
this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
What I thought.
And
Put the
we'll know
buckets
that
back.
it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
I knew
All
it
right,
was all a bucket
here we
all
go.
along. I could have told you that. Life is a bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Feeling when they're all buckets.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker.
I still have to go
Sometime,
through that
perhaps,
area.
He would become both of those things.
I shouldn't have picked the bucket up. Maybe I can get away with still going through it. I don't know. Maybe. If not, I'll come back. I have to have my
Stanley
bucket.
clutched
It's
the
my comfort bucket,
tightly
man.
to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I don't know what kind of
And here
trip
it
these
was.
guys were
Had
on
the
when they
bucket
made the
turned out to be
bucket so
correct?
important.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
I should go
to
now? Where I
back
gotta
to
go?
the meeting room.
Okay. See you later.
No,
We're playing
Said
with
the
buckets.
bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Cool.
The cargo
Got you.
lift,
Fair
yes.
enough. See ya.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
You say, babe?
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
Let's listen to the
and
bucket
he
before I go.
unthinkingly
Yes.
did whatever the bucket asked.
We listen to the bucket. Praise the bucket. The door is open now. Can I go
No,
through?
stop. Look there on the wall.
How
You see,
dare you?
There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
You do that then.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket?
I've already
and
done
what
this.
isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire
What'd you say, babe?
consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Okay.
So much of the impact of the story is
Is he gonna play the same ending
on
again?
your
I hope not.
understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I don't think I will. Can I go anywhere else? Please? I have to do this ending. Do this thing again? Sorry, I forgot to deliver the dino nuggies a couple times, so I had an extra. Yes, all the dino nuggies. Bring them to me.
Now then, I'm going to.
We're
run
gonna
you
say
through
everything
some
is not
test
a
scenarios, and
not a
you'll
bucket
tell
now.
me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us
Bring me the
everything
dino
we'll ever need
nuggies.
to know about
Fill the
what
room with
is
dino
or
nuggies.
is
Fill my
not
bucket
a
with dino
bucket.
nuggies. I need them in
Okay,
my
let's
bucket.
begin. I tell
That
you
is
what,
not a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
That is not a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
This next one isn't a bucket. That's for sure. Nothing else can recreate bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
You
not an
can't
actual
replace
bucket.
bucket. Bucket is too important. I'm sorry. Do 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 do
Item
do
3.
do do do
Is this a
do
bucket?
do do do
Incorrect.
do do
This
do
is a
do do. How dare you be wrong? Do 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 do. That is a
Item 4.
that is a
this
tractor.
bucket?
I know now.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I
knew
just
it.
sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting
Should have told you to get them all
concerned
correct.
That even this
Did something
might be
actually
too
happen?
much for you. Thank
Really?
you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Okay, so we're gonna have to come back here again then. I mean, I missed one, so I kind of can't do that.
Is this a bucket?
Okay, so we'll come back and get this right then.
Hmm.
I was just gonna press no on all of them.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Correct. It is a
That's a bucket. The second tractor is a bucket. The third bucket is a bucket. Does that make sense?
Item 6.
I don't know.
Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Both. So there is an ending for getting them right.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Not an ending, but just something. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here.
Yes,
Of course it isn't
nothing.
a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of
Are you
course
gonna do
is
the everything
not
in,
true.
everything
Unless,
ending again?
is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Your whole life is a
I've
bucket.
lost all sense
Sorry to
of
tell you.
perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't
Okay,
a
so the
bucket?
same thing's
Mere
happening
moments
again.
ago, I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Somewhat
Do
adrift
any
by
of
the
us know
buckets.
what a bucket is? Am I a
Do
bucket?
we really know what a bucket is? Okay, I go
Stanley,
now.
can't
Have a good
keep
day.
doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket
In
is
1 hour, see
threatening
ya.
to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from the
Don't
game
do
entirely.
it.
Okay,
Don't do
here we
it.
go.
Do it maybe a little. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so we have to come back here and answer
What
those right
happened?
again.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
So chat, be ready
My
to help me out a
God,
little
I had
here.
no idea.
The first
How
two aren't
Except
buckets.
me.
The third one is a
I'm not
bucket.
bucket after all.
The first
And you,
tractor
Stanley, you're still
isn't a
here.
bucket,
You're not a bucket
and the
either.
second tractor is a
Oh,
bucket.
This is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Hopefully something
So,
interesting
tell
happens.
you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
I'm not going to run into anyone
Who knows
else.
what that information might do to a person.
I'm all
All right,
alone.
here we go.
By the way, guys, we are officially 1 away from 340 over on Twitch. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being so... There's a phone call. Ring, ring, hello.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Oh, Stanley's married. Look at him. I won't be able to pick the shopping list up. That's also for an ending? Really? So, that's an ending.
Not everyone is so lucky
What
to
is-
have a bucket.
what is
but
part of the
Stanley
ending?
is a very lucky fellow. Very
wonder.
lucky indeed.
Very lucky indeed. It's an interesting bit of lore. Stanley's married, apparently.
Stanley
Or
clutched the
got a
bucket
girlfriend or
tightly
something.
to his- This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
Okay.
telling him that the
This is the last time we're doing this ending.
was simply the place to be.
Then we're going back to the blue and red
here it
door.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket turned out to be
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
There's so many endings in this game. It's
No.
weird.
Said the
How many?
Don't
Have we
go
been
to
through
the
most
meeting
of them?
room. Go
Or is there still
somewhere
so many
else.
more?
The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious
Alright, we're going back
fact.
over here. We're going to get these
He was
right.
firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
Just be ready
and
to help me,
he
chat.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says,
wish I kinda skipped
"No
this dialogue,
buckets
though.
past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay
Where's
to
my
bring
skip
the
button?
bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
We have to
This
do some bucket
misunderstanding
training.
could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
So much of
yes.
the impact
Please let
of
me
the
in.
story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Step in here. In here. All right, so now we get these right.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
No, no, yes. No, yes, yes. Or no, no, no.
Item 1. Is
So-
this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Don't forget, everybody on Twitch, by the way, you guys can now use name a
Is
raid
this a bucket?
to or choose a raid to
Correct.
redeem.
It
You
is a
can use it
3D
to
printed
choose who we want to
recreation
go
of a
for
bucket,
today.
Not an
If we do it.
actual bucket.
Easier, yes. No, no, yes. So this is yes.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
And then no, and then yes, yes. Or no, no, no.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor.
I still
and
wonder
not a
how you
bucket.
got that on there.
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next
I'm
one.
normally pretty good at that. Making you look like an idiot, I mean.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
How do you know if it's not or is? Like, that was a tractor. How did you know?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
They're all correct.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
Not too
It
knows.
should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait,
Exactly.
when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Good.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm
So everything should have been right
Do
there.
any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Nothing happened.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is
I don't know what was
wonderful
supposed to happen
news.
there.
We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
There's a guy watching you?
So,
Oh.
tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Well, dang.
Okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
So there
If
was just
you
a
run
guy
into
watching
anyone
you?
else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
If that's not just an Easter egg, that's kind of wild, actually. Oh, what? What? Yo?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yo?
Stanley
Different
decided
office?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And the bucket was there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
That's a
Perhaps
different
he wanted
office
to stop by
entirely.
the employee lounge first,
just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge.
Right beside
But
it.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was
Okay,
so
so we're
bad
coming
at
down here?
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Got him.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
The
would
meeting
tell
room?
you that
Pretty
I'm
sure I
proud of
have.
you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
It's the room with all the
instead, I'll just
info
say,
on it, is it
it's
not?
done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is
Down
important.
the stairs? Yeah.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Do we want to go back on the right path now, or do you want to go to blue? Pretty sure it'll take us back to the baby, won't it? I haven't done the baby in a while. Fairly sure. I'll have to see what you're talking about.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yes.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
Exactly. This is
Help me here,
beautiful.
Stanley.
I
Help
love it.
elucidate these strange
It's a big
and
word.
unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Do we go
Go
through that
ahead,
one, or do we go through a
Take it
normal
for a
door?
spin.
I'm halfway tempted to go through a normal door, but I want to see the baby thing again. Let me see if it's anything different. We're going.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
This
Would
time
you
we're giving
say
him
that
a
the game
5.
benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instant.
Is that the original
emotion,
one?
a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley.
Oh.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh my gosh, you've done so amazing. Third door. There's a leaderboard again. We're gonna get roasted. Good old Neil still at the top. 2 seconds is unbelievable.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
5 stars.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
I just want to inflate his
Mind taking
ego a
look at
bit.
it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Didn't wait for my answer.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
I don't have 4
why don't
hours
you
for that.
Give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
This is very loud. Do we have to sit here for 4 hours? I don't have 4 hours for this, so... Very interesting gameplay. I don't have 4 hours for this, narrator. That noise over and over in my ears lost all meaning officially. I'm about ready to let the baby burn. We'd probably just let the baby burn. Unless there's anything special I'm missing. Alright, probably let him burn. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, baby. I lied. I just want to see how close I can get him. Oop, almost. Oop, oop. Oop. Thought you had me. Ooh. Kaboom. All right, burn.
You heartless bastard.
That's right.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
The answer might surprise you.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to
Oh, yeah, we've done
pain.
this. We've done this ending
Let's
already.
see. What do we have here?
I don't have 4 hours. I don't have 4 hours to do that.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, yeah, Firewatch.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well,
Somebody
it seems
did the S
obvious to
symbol.
me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come,
Can't read
let's
that. I
venture
want to.
outward and
What does it
see
say?
else is out there.
There's gotta be something in here I can interact with. It actually looks like a very comfy bed, not gonna lie. Like, I'd sleep there. What are you guys thinking you might want to see after this, by the way? Because this may, frankly, be the last stream we do of it, depending on what we get. I'm already trying to think. I know after Deltarune, we're going to be doing Telltale.
Oh, no. No.
So
no,
I
it
don't
can't be.
know what to replace for Wednesday.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong
Stanley
directions.
Parable open
no
world
path to
RPG
follow.
win.
You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with
Meow.
walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Let me out. Let me explore.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost
I'm like a
here.
child
Now, this
or a dog,
is
and he's just like,
game
let me give you
design.
something to keep you busy for a
Stanley,
minute.
If you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
Sports ball?
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I'm fast.
Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
I did that by accident. I don't have the ability to snooze that ad. It kind of started before I thought of it. Yeah, this is definitely like the dilapidated version. This is like the original Stanley Parable. Definitely what I thought when I saw it last time, too. Okay, there's nothing there. It's very dark. Very hard to see. I don't know. I feel like I want to play some more horror games. I don't know what kind of game I'd want to play on Wednesday, though. That's a valid question. Not even there. Gonna end up looping. Is this the same? Want to see nothing else. Okay, so we got to go towards the light. Okay. What is up, Drowsy? Dude, I've been seeing you stream. I've been trying to make it to some of them, but I keep missing you. I was gonna raid you one time, and you you weren't on around the time I was streaming, so I wasn't able to. How you enjoying Baldur's Gate, by the way? What is over here? Can I press some buttons? Give me the buttons. Sorry, it's bare bones. Ah, I got you. Still though, man. I just beat it? Really? I'm surprised. That
I
game's
wonder
pretty
what he
lengthy.
found. If what he wanted was
How
to
long
be
you
the
streamed
leading
for?
man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's
I got
who
you.
I am.
That makes sense.
That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
The end is not the end.
Very
It's not the end.
soon.
It's not the end.
I can wait.
I can wait patiently. That's gonna be here for a while. I got you. Perfect time to stream. Okay, the office is the same again. The office had changed a lot. Okay.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those
Just about
figures.
Wukong? Ooh.
I
I really want to get it
too.
too. I may actually play that.
Every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
I may
Didn't
actually
it
stream
fill
it.
you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you
Dude,
please
do it.
indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
All right, man.
Just
All right.
one more time.
Fine. When Stanley found the collectibles. Man's very much likes to reminisce. Stanley Parable. Where are the figurines at? What are figurines at? I'm at 43 followers, but honestly don't really care much about how many. I just have fun. That's sometimes the best way to do it, man.
The first collection.
Just have fun. Have a good time.
Back then we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Hey, how's it going, Quampa? We got it. 7-6. Let's go. Not supposed to do that, I don't think. But hey, we've got 7-6 now. We'll make it work. But yeah, just have fun with it. That's just really the best way you can do it.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found
With
this
43
one
followers
all
over the
on
course
your
of 6
own,
years,
just
with 4 to 5 years
poking
without touching
around
the
in
account.
boss's
It's pretty good. Pretty
bathroom.
good.
You did that, Stanley.
We poked
I'll
him
be
around in the
honest,
bathroom.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you
We have
continue to
8.
surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
We now have 8. We now have a toilet. Let's go. I still wonder what the boss's what the writing in the boss's bathroom was. Under
Okay,
stairs,
let's do a
boss's
little
office.
quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Under the stairs. That's where we found it. I remember because it was marked. They wrote it down.
Hey, that's exactly right.
We have
It was
9 of
here,
6. Let's go.
under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm
Yes.
glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is it really? That's an interesting fact. I did not know that. Is that true? Back to the buckets. It's insane to me the kind of trip these guys had to be on for the buckets to be so important.
Let's see, what came next?
Oh, by the way, what you got?
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No, we didn't.
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this
I'm
room.
not a
but it's
nerd, you're a
here in
nerd.
the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah, I don't think it did, man. 10 of 6. We have 10 of them now. 4 more than what we were supposed to have, man. Are you sure? Ooh, what's this? We just glided.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
Funny that this
In fact,
office is a warehouse
because
like
this one
this.
is particularly special to me. I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Ooh, a video. Nice.
Enjoy.
What's it? What is it? What is it? Okay, this is a old school. This is old school. Oh no. Watch this music be copyrighted. What's that back there? It's mini stand number 5. Hell yeah. You found it near the cargo lift. Yes, I did. Thanks for watching. That is old school right there. Man did such a great job. Literally art. Literally art. Starring Stanley. He included me too. Look at him. He's so nice.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent
Yes.
a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. But yeah, Drowsy, I'm going to try to catch your streams when I can, man. I just keep missing you. I really have wanted to raid you, though. I just keep... We're not... You don't stream at the same time I'm normally
And then,
on.
Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Oh, that would be about
Who
right.
can truly say how the mind works, All I know is that this is the moment.
No, if I can, I want to.
And I thought
That's just me wanting to.
Yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
I might try to surprise you if we're ever able to.
Unlike any other.
Of course, it's not surprised if I tell you.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
They're both the same, I think. Yeah, they are. Okay. The illusion of choice. I'm actually really excited to play a Telltale game, not gonna lie.
Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Hey! Wait! I was looking at my TV. It was infinite.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, that pink room, we were never in that pink room.
The room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
I want more. Give me more. More.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
Okay. And said, put the video on hyperspeed. Try again. Followed then left. Some people do that.
Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Yeah, some people just do that. They'll like follow, leave, and then sometimes just never come back. I was like, okay, well, I appreciate you. It's nice having you for however long I had you.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation.
2 minutes, 15 seconds. But yeah, that's what some people do all the time. Hey, Peachy! I've had so many people do that, it's unreal. But occasionally you catch a few good people, they're like, they come back, you know, they actually come to hang out. What happens if we go over here? Nothing. That's the wrong answer. We're wrong. Bathroom.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Thank you so much, man. I was actually...
This is it.
I need to do that. I need that for you too.
In the exhibit where I'm
not sure if I did that already. I'll have to check.
Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Man's gonna trap me in an infinite loop, I swear. He's just gonna keep me in a loop. By the way, man, we officially got monetized over on YouTube.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond
I want to jump more.
now.
Can you let me jump more?
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
I want to jump. Let me jump. The fact that I can't jump in the jump circle anymore is terrible. I need my bucket and I need jump circle.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
I think they loop. They're together. Okay, cool. The illusion of choice again.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Thank you for the raid with the party of one, man. I can remember. What can you remember? What can you remember? Tell me what you remember.
I'm remembering something now.
What?
I remember before this whole story
Hey, baby, 8
got
seconds.
started. Back then, I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions.
Really?
I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
Huh?
He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
This is gonna get deep.
Perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again.
Definitely the illusion of
I want
choice.
to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can
Hey, babe.
do it. I'll be stronger this time.
We
take
got some
care of
shredded
myself.
cheese in the
I
fridge.
don't
You can
need
put that on
Stanley
it.
anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then
Just
I'll
once.
retire him for good. I did
Don't
enjoy
retire me.
telling his story. So
I'm not ready to go yet.
Okay, here we go.
Not ready to go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I want to continue living. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, Father. I'm not ready to go yet.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
They're gonna
missed a
figure out what all the
memo.
computers off will mean.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love
Thank you again, Drowsy, for the rate of the party of one.
It takes a lot of humility to
I love
carry
that
a
Shadow
bucket
Wizard Money
so
Gang. I don't care how old it is.
Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
This is different, isn't it? It is different. This is different.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
Yeah, I
telling
love
him
the Shadow
the
Wizard Money
employee
Gang.
Lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I didn't.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
No.
The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose
can
not
now.
to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
What? 65 minutes, you said? 65 more minutes? Okay. Just double checking. I had my headphone on. Came for Pear, stayed for the quality content. Yes, sir. I love to have you, Scooter. So many awesome people came from Pear. It's
In here,
amazing.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
I think the bucket's trying to
Stanley
touch
once
me.
again obeyed blindly.
He's trying to put me in a dark room. Don't put me in the dark room. What is...
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
So it's like
Pick
a
up the
hostage
phone,
situation.
And it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
It's the hostage
This
situation.
is the sad story of a man named Stanley
What?
and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
So the bucket can speak to me. The bucket was alive. Ding dong. The bucket's in my head. Bucket's in all of our heads. Praise the bucket. Babe, have you seen my wallet? Sunset. Can I watch TV? Can I bucket? That's not a bucket, that's a pot. You lied to me. 0, 0, 0. Interactable? Can I go out the window? I can't jump out the window. But hey, bucket. Press T to take me to work with you. Okay. Let's go to work.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
I'm not crazy. Press Y to take me back home with you. I'm
Lately,
home.
I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
Started
I
it.
want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I won't. Praise the bucket. Press L to go back to work. Why are you making me use all the buttons on my keyboard?
I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
No.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
You're lying
That's
to me.
it. It doesn't do anything else.
You're lying to me. Gee.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
But yeah, I really do appreciate everybody that came from Pear. You guys have been awesome. And to ignore anyone in your life except for me, praise you. Praise you.
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Attention
From now on,
attention
he's just going to
campers!
cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of
I love Total
shiny
Drum Island.
bucket.
It's
Well,
time for
this,
Camp
the bucket does
Laszlo.
have a nice
Not where I
shine.
expected that to go. Attention campers! It's time for Camp Laszlo. I love Total Drum Island, man. I love that show so much. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Plus, you had to go back home. I believe you're real, Mr. Bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Alive.
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
You're going to be a
Like
bucket
it would be
follower,
better
too.
at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Relive the same day with me over and over. Infinite loop!
Oh my God, what am I
Going to a
saying?
Starset concert? That's going to be
Better at
awesome.
Carrying water from room to room.
Are
It's a
they,
bucket. It's literally just
Are they
a
playing with anybody
bucket.
else?
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
The bucket controls us all. Praise the bucket. Praise the bucket. Praise the bucket. Bow before the bucket. Proceed to go home to work, to home to work, to home. Exactly as planned.
Oh no.
Why is this so real to
I'm
life?
having feelings for the bucket. No, no, no,
What?
no, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less
Ooh,
confusing.
you want to take us through the link?
Yes.
Got you.
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
It's not the one with Breaking Benjamin and Daughtry, is it? Why is that in a frying pan? Why are you putting candles in a frying pan? That's terrible for it, is it not?
Stanley, give me the bucket.
You can have it.
Give it to
It's
me.
mine.
Give me the bucket,
No.
Stanley. I
No.
need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
No! You can't have my bucket. The narrator's not allowed to have my bucket. It's mine. Go back to work, Stanley. Why are you in a frying pan? Because I can be. The frying pan. I am the bucket. This is ASMR now. Can't hear that, can you? The bucket is my new overlord.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing? No matter
I
how
need to
hard
turn the
Stanley looked, he
stuff off.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Get out of my chair.
Stanley
Again.
cradled the bucket in a
As you
gentle
should.
embrace.
Give him a kiss, too.
Yet delicate, assertive, yet
C'est moi.
passionate.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'll listen to you this time. Anyway, guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like the video. Again, anybody that missed it, we are officially monetized now, so
Still
that's
no one
dope.
was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Get Chris out of the
Perhaps his
broom
boss's
closet.
office was where he'd find answers.
I'm officially monetized now on YouTube. They're playing the same day as Starset, but I do know Breaking Benjamin is having a concert on the 22nd. Damn, nice. Hell yeah. But I think it's mainly just ads and stuff at the moment. He gets
Stanley,
moolah,
we
some
must
moolah, probably
move
not a
on
lot.
from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If
But still,
I
it's a
did,
goal we
you
hit,
can guarantee
so
we'd be in here for
I'm
hours.
happy.
But alas, no stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We've already been through that. You've seen that one. I wonder what else I can do with the bucket. This is about where we're at with the bucket. You know one thing we haven't done yet? Property of Stanley. Yes. And the narrator actually stuck it on there.
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
I know
luck.
it. This I've been through
Was
it so much. I know it
the
now.
bucket all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket guided me where I needed to be. So the next goal I can think of, aside from just growing, is getting somewhere on Twitch. Which will take quite a minute, but it'll be all right. We'll make it. We're having a good time, and that's what matters. You have a good time, it just flies by. You don't hardly notice it. We can do it. I believe in us. We've done more for less.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Totally not obvious. Totally something that would happen. It would totally be labeled Mind Control Facility, for sure.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
I don't think
did
we've
this
ever
place
actually
hold?
escaped.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Bucket Man! Bucket Man!
The monitors jumped to life, and
We're the
Stanley
Bucket
nearly dropped the bucket
Man.
in shock. Everyone
Don't drop
in
the
the
bucket.
office was being videotaped.
You don't drop the bucket,
monitored
bucket drops
like
you.
Guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley
Urgent.
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Boys should never in any circumstances attempt. Got a little bit of dirt under my pillow for the dirt man. Put a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man. I think I remember just copying and pasting this inning to get past the fucking essay assignment.
Had the
Really?
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
This ending with the
What
bucket?
kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do? in the first
Casey
place?
comes
These
to
questions
town.
raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Put a little dirt under my pillow for the
No!
dirt
He screamed into the
man.
bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
Let me
He
down.
squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire
You'll never
world.
take my bucket friend
At
away.
this point, he could trust
Beautiful.
no one.
Please tell me you got a good grade on that
except
assignment.
The bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad
Hey,
or
babe.
content.
You see my wallet?
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley
Thank you, babe.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its
Okay.
terrible power over
Stay safe.
another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
In a really
Bucket
cool
made
way.
a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Okay, so we're turning it off this time. I think we're just gonna turn it off this time. We all have buckets. We all have buckets in our hearts.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Boop. We did it this time. We haven't done it before.
Stanley and the bucket.
Good. I'm so glad you got an A+.
Was it over?
So happy to hear that.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the
I
evil
love
mind
Bucket.
control machine.
I love
Freedom
Bucket.
was now mere moments away.
Bucket is my real friend.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss
We
the
do
kind
this
of life
together.
they wanted to live once they stepped through this
Never
massive
encountered
door.
two.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin
That's a
watching
lofty
a
goal.
movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Risky
True,
today,
it was
aren't
a
we?
simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to
Yes,
support.
with the bucket, and totally not Stanley's girlfriend who called us on the phone.
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
I love the bucket endings so much. I love the bucket endings.
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Is that it? Okay, so we haven't done that ending proper. So which means we have to do it sadly without my favorite friend, the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We all know we love the bucket, but sadly I don't know that we can do it. If we want that ending proper, we probably just have to go through with it like normal. Which sucks, but hey, we never actually got that ending, so.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we have to get the ending.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You can't stop me. I'm guessing there's nothing new here.
No choice to make, no path to follow.
We've already
just
done that.
An empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I will have the bucket with me again before I know it. Keep a little dirt under my pillow for the
Stepping
dirt
into his manager's office,
man.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nope.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he
This is a
relaxed
bucket, dear
for a few
God.
moments
There
with
is
some
no,
calming
there's
New
more.
Age music.
No, it contains a bucket. No. I would Millie Rock a paraplegic kindergartner for a box of Kraft SpongeBob mac and
Feeling
cheese.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Also fair. Stay there for a while. It's funny. Okay. Look at that. Look at that ceiling. The ceiling's really high. I love that sentence, and that's a fair response, honestly. Is it raining? Mac and cheese does sound good right now. Anything else in this room to interact with? Why is the door locked now? Play the piano. I want to learn how to play the piano. Classical music while I wait. Look at all these books. These books are the same. I love how they put this in just to mess with speedrunners. Yep. The calming new age music. They put so many references in this game. I have to wonder how many endings we've got and how many endings we have left. So is there actually anything here? Like, if we just stay here for a minute? Laggy chat. Oof. Okay, chat's lagging a little then, huh? Watching 2000s Grandpa on TikTok is giving me a wave of nostalgia for things I didn't realize I missed. Like the SpongeBob CRTV or Wow Wow Wubsy. That is... Oh, man. Don't... You're bringing back memories now. Bringing back some serious memories now. Wow Wow Wubsy specifically. I remember watching that when I was younger. Oswald the Octopus, I remember, but don't at the same time. I don't know if there's anything here. Robot Boy. I remember CRT TVs. I remember watching the freaking like orange videotape of Rugrats, like the movie. That was a great movie. I loved it. That and the movie where Chucky tries to find his mom, or you know, Chucky gets a new mom. I loved Rugrats growing up, man. I was obsessed with Rugrats. I'd watch them on repeat. Rugrats, yes, Rugrats in Paris. Amazing movie. I'm gonna be the grandma that's been 90% of the time referencing stuff that's gonna make my grandkids say, "What the fuck, grandma? That can't be real." Yes, it is real. Believe it or not.
Stanley
Rugrats in Paris and the
large
other
door
Rugrats
with
movie.
mind control facility.
Cinema. Like I would frankly put them on and rewatch them just because. Love those movies, man.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
Rugrats was such a
packed with
baller
television
show.
Screens.
What I heard, the
What
remake did not
horrible
do it
secret
justice.
Did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We should have just gone down there and lived with the bucket. That's the true ending, I like to think. We just live with the bucket. Xbox Rugrats game. There was so many Rugrats
Now
games.
The monitors jumped to life.
I know I played one
Revealed.
on the
Each
PS1
bore the number of an
where you were
employee
finding
in the
puzzle
building.
pieces for
Stanley's
Reptar.
coworkers. The
And
lives
then
of
there
so
was
many
another one
individuals reduced
where you
to
were
images
on
screen.
like climbing a
And
tower.
Stanley, one of
And had to
them,
basically do
eternally
missions and stuff like
monitored
that
in
in
this
each
place
room
where
to get up
freedom
higher in the
meant
tower.
nothing.
I'm not sure if that was on Xbox or what, but I know I played it I think on PS2 and stuff. Should you not? Kids, he was a crab and his daughter was a whale, and he sold his greatest employee for 62 cents. About right. But which
Mind control
what was
facility,
involved in it,
it
Scar?
was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Searching for Reptar. Okay, so searching for Reptar puzzle pieces? Since it's hit and run for the Xbox 360, though. Fair enough. Am I already hitting the PS3 menu screen? You might be.
To believe it. He couldn't
Okay, so
accept
it's
his
the one I'm
own
thinking
life
of then.
in someone else's control.
Where you're like going
Never.
around
It was
playing
unthinkable,
mini games
wasn't
and
it?
earning pieces
Was
for
it even
puzzle pieces.
possible?
Then at the end you
Had
play
he
as
truly
Reptar
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world.
and like destroy the city, pretty much.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Never actually
labeled
properly
with
played through
emotions,
Simpsons Hit and
happy
Run.
Or
I
sad,
should have.
Or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it
I had to meet the
monitored
first
and
objective.
commanded from this
In
very
Rugrats?
place. And as the cold
I
reality
remember
of its
specifically my Rugrats game was scratched. So, what would happen was every other mission would work wonderfully. But the mission where you're turning the lights off and have the flashlight and have to flash it at ghosts would not work. It messed up every time I tried to play that. And it sucks because I think I was also terrified of that mission. So the SpongeBob SquarePants the movie game. There was SpongeBob SquarePants where he's on the cover, he's got the helmet. It just got remastered recently. There's that one. And then the movie game was great. I love that movie game. Xbox original game Black was one of my fondest FPS memories. Never played that.
Began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert
Battle for Bikini
its
Bottom. Yep.
terrible power over
I like that
another
one.
human life. For he
I never actually
would
played the remake.
dismantle the controls once and
My Smash Bros. For the
all.
Wii was scratched so I could play through the campaign to a certain point and then would crash. Damn, I hate that. See, but that's memories though. Like I loved that Rugrats game so much. I remember renting that weird Nintendo 64 Rugrats board game at Blockbuster. There was a board game. There was a board game? No way. I never remember a board game. I'm trying to remember the name. There was a name of that Rugrats game where a tower pops up in the yard and you're steadily going through the tower to the top.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
I never played that one. I always wanted to. I saw it on the back and I was like, wow, the back of one of my games. And I was always like, I want to play that.
Yes.
Never did. I heard it was good though.
He had defeated the machine.
Rugrats Scavenger Hunt.
Unshackled himself from
Okay.
someone else's command.
It's an amazing
Freedom
game.
was
There's
mere
so many games I
moments
missed out on.
away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Game Boy Game
What other
Nickelodeon or something.
mysteries did this strange building hold?
There were so many
But
games I
as
wanted to play.
sunlight streamed into
I grew
the
up-
chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even
One sec.
power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
Are we?
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Battle for Bikini
Stanley
Bottom was such a
stepped
goated game,
through the
though.
open door.
One good game because of your True Enough. True ending of the game, the happiest.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
Yeah, we never
his
actually
skin,
had this ending.
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right
Guys, quick!
now,
I can't move!
that
It's
things
controlling
were
me! It
meant
won't let me
to
do it!
happen.
It confines me!
And
Let me eat the
Stanley
grass!
was happy.
But yeah, I grew up on like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Medieval. If you guys have never played Medieval, however you want to say it, beautiful game. Got a remaster for the PS4. Dope. I think it may actually be on Steam too. First level is set up like a racing game in a hyper-stylist heavy metal bikini bottom. Yep, that game. That's the... Wait! I did play that! I have played that one. I remember that game. Yeah, and then they're all dreaming. I never actually beat that though. Yeah, I never actually beat it. I remember that specifically. Yeah, you said the racing part. I'm like, wait, I remember that. I never played Black. No. There's a level where you're driving in a SpongeBob and getting eaten by the Alaskan Red Bull. Yep.
What could it mean?
Yep.
Stanley decided to go to
It was
the
a very
meeting.
imaginative game. I
Perhaps
liked
he'd
it.
simply missed a memo.
Retro gaming. Don't tempt me. Spyro, Crash, and Medieval got remakes. Don't tempt me. I might do it.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
I might just do it. Try me. Of course, I don't know what's on Steam and what's not. At the moment, I don't have a PS4 anymore, so...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I have Crash on Steam and quickly put it on Steam Deck. One of the greatest of all time. Yes.
Still no one was here.
Yes.
Stanley needed the bucket's
didn't they
warmth
make
and
a
comfort now more than ever.
new Crash game? I never
Perhaps
actually had the chance
his
to play it.
boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
Drive
boss's
until SpongeBob
office.
wins. SpongeBob has to win there. We gotta look for these computer monitors to input these.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Wave of
But
absolute
Stanley guessed the
nostalgia.
correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the
Well, I'll
bucket
say this
knew
much.
all along?
This is probably the
Was
last
the
Stanley
bucket
Parable
guiding
stream.
him?
So we're gonna need a new game.
This is
And
certainly
then
the
Delta
most
Rune, when it's
logical
finished, we're probably gonna be
explanation.
playing Telltale. So Telltale's taking over for Thursday. We haven't figured out nothing for Wednesday yet. I'm thinking. Heartbound? What's Heartbound? We're eerily quiet now. Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Stanley and the
Yes.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Wait. I can't blow it up with the bucket. I can't blow it up with the bucket. A lot of these games I don't recognize. I can't blow this up with the bucket, by the way.
The lights
So-
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I can't make it self-destruct with the thing. But yeah, we'll think about it. We'll think about what we're doing. But this is probably the last one. We'll go through all the endings as many as we can. Delta Rune's probably going to take a minute. It's chapter 1 and 2,
Stanley
so...
nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
We'll probably do
had
some
never seen
votes and stuff.
anything like
I do
this,
want to play
and it very nearly
Wukong.
burst into
I do
tears
really
as
want to play
Stanley
Wukong.
grinned
I've heard so many good
gently,
things about Wukong.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm kind of waiting to see...
Was the bucket
Yes,
under the
Wukong.
mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been
I'm
told
trying
to
to-
do things it didn't wish to do?
I'm trying to see the vibe for Cyberpunk. That's been the big thing. If the vibe for Cyberpunk wasn't there, I was gonna switch it out for Wukong, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. Because people act like they still want me to play it, so I'm like, am I playing it? If that's what you guys want, I'll play it. But like, if nobody wants it, every time I vote for it, they always overwhelmingly win.
He couldn't accept it.
I think people
His
vote
own
yes and
life
then
in
don't
someone
watch.
else's control. Never. He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point,
I'm fine
he could
playing it.
trust
I just want
no
people to
one
want to watch it, you
except
know.
For the bucket.
So I really do want to look into getting Wukong when I get the chance.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
No,
Walking,
you can't drop the
eating,
bucket.
Working, all of
I
it
can't drop the
monitored
bucket.
and commanded from this very place.
Once you pick the bucket up,
And
you're
as
stuck with
the
it.
cold reality of his past began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
Hey, Tinshu,
power
welcome back.
over another
We're just
human
talking about
life.
what games we're playing and
For
talk about
he
nostalgic
and the
games.
bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Like SpongeBob
Two
games,
best
Rugrats
friends,
games, stuff like that.
Stanley and the bucket up against the world. They high-fived in a really... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley
The bird
gasped
ending.
in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Thank you guys for 1602
Bucket
over
had
on
betrayed
YouTube, by
him
the
like
way.
this. Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
Burb.
Silly birds.
Burb.
The control buttons became active again.
Burb.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand.
Why do you need to disguise
the one
it?
who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never
Burb.
found freedom
Oh, the
because they
burb.
spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams
You're the
of the
burbs.
silliest birds imaginable.
He's so silly.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken,
Mustache
this
on the bucket. Where?
was surely the best.
This mustache has a bucket. What?
Was happy.
And Stanley was happy. We do need a mustache. We need a mustache for that bucket stat. Why is it different? Stop it. Sorry, bucket. You'll wait there. We need the other ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You own a bucket. We need to make it a stream MC. Yes.
Yet there was not a
Stream
single
MC
person
bucket.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go.
I wanted to
up
see the
his
newest Sweet
boss's
Stream, and the
office.
first thing I hear is
Hoping he
mustache with a
might come
bucket.
into a
Yes,
staircase,
frog.
Stanley walked
Yes.
upstairs to his
Bow
boss's
before the
office.
powerful mustache bucket. Yes. Infinite power. How you doing, frog? Infinitely
Okay, I think we all know the
powerful.
drill by now. Blah blah blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley.
Gotta go, my
pushes
man.
some
See you,
buttons.
Peachy.
Oh,
You have a
hey,
great
look,
one,
it's
okay?
a new passageway.
For me to like it.
Oh,
We do the opposite of everything. Yep, we'd have. Will you try to burn the baby? I don't have 4 hours to try to burn the baby, so we might have to look that one up, but... There's a surprising amount of endings. I don't, to the point where I almost don't know which ones we're supposed to do now. We haven't tried to escape.
Stanley walked straight
Pleads for-
ahead through
it
the
pleads
large
for
door
blood and
to
Worcestershire
Red's mind
sauce.
Control facility.
Worcester. It pleads for Worcestershire. Worcestershire. I need to check out Soma,
The
man.
lights
I
rose
do
on an
need to check out
enormous room
Soma.
packed with television screens.
I've heard really
What
good things about
horrible
Soma, man.
secret did this place hold?
I got so many
Stanley
games in
thought to
mind,
himself.
though.
Did he have the strength to find out?
So Telltale's definitely taking over. I want to get Soma. I want to get Soma in there somewhere. How about being indifferent and doing what he says for one thing, then going against him for the next, and an off and on loop of indifference? Does it actually get a different ending though?
Now the monitors.
Gotta guess what I'm talking about with emojis,
Their
okay?
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so
Yeah,
many
Soma. I've heard
individuals
so many
reduced
good
to
things about
images
Soma.
on a screen.
I have no idea. I'm just throwing out ideas. True enough. Like I don't.
Eternally monitored in
We've
this
done
space
so many
where
endings.
freedom
Thought I had to
and
Google it. No
nothing.
way I spelt it right. Though you actually spelt it right on the first try. Worcestershire sauce is incredibly difficult to say, much less spell.
This
Worcestershire sauce.
facility, it was too horrible to believe. It
Yeah,
couldn't be true.
I know we did Still Wakes the
Had
Deep,
Stanley really been
and they're
under
made. It's made by the
someone's
same
control
guys
all
that
this
made
time?
Soma, right?
Was this
And
the only
Amnesia.
reason he was happy with his
So that's
boring
got
job?
me
That
curious.
his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly. No.
I still don't understand why
He
Still Wakes the
refused
Deep was
to
giving me
believe
so
it.
many issues.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Frog,
Wasn't
finger,
it?
carrot,
Was
speak,
it even
thumbs up.
possible? Had he truly spent
I feel
his
like it's something to
entire
do with you,
life
Frog. I'm not sure.
utterly blind to the world?
Yes, that would answer your question.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
Former.
content. Walking,
Frog
eating,
points to
working,
carrots,
all of it
speaking with
monitored
thumbs
and
ups.
commanded from this very
Wash your sister sauce.
As the cold reality of his
Wash your
past
sister
began to
sauce.
sink in,
Worcestershire
Stanley
is too
decided
weird to be
that
a
this
real
machinery
word.
would
But then again,
never
there's a
again
town in
exert
Wales.
its terrible power
That's
over
name
another
looks like
human
somebody
life.
just ran their hand across a
For
keyboard,
he
right?
would
Colder?
dismantle
Aw.
the controls
No
once
carrots?
and
Why no
for
carrots?
all.
Wash your sister sauce. Put on a little bit of wash your sister sauce. Turn the power on.
Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Maybe I
After
did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that
I
what
am
you
the one in
wanted?
power.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed
have one more
to
guess.
let
I'm
it
not sure.
go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better.
I
than
don't know
that.
how to stop the
I'm afraid
bomb.
you don't
Is
have
there a way to
nearly
do
the
that?
power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
I couldn't guess that with emojis.
eliminating the entire complex. How
Where's
long until
your
detonation?
sire?
Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your coworkers
Open the door.
are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of
The
course,
door was
that wasn't
open
merely
before,
in
was
this
it not?
instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Damn.
Other times, I let the office sink
Man's
into the
dark.
ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Maybe this is what opened the door
Though,
last time.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
Oh?
I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds
I
left.
swear the door was
I'm
open.
enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I'm just
Did
trying to
you
figure out what these
assume when you
buttons
saw
do.
that timer, that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something
That door
here
was
will
open.
save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Stanley.
You're going insane.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at
I can't turn it off.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of
The door was supposed to be
And believe
open.
me,
Yeah,
I'm
there's supposed to.
old
That
enough
door
give
was
you a
open
second
during
of
one of
your
these
wonderful
runs.
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
The door was open on one of these runs. I don't know how I got it open before. But the door was open. I remember that specifically, looking over, seeing the door was open, but trying to disengage the bomb instead of trying to escape. But the door was open. That's the thing. I was trying to get out. I was trying to escape.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
There's got to be a way to disengage that bomb. Really confused about that.
When
Because there
Stanley
should
came
be.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hey, monkey, how you doing? We got our broom closet back. I'm glad to see you won your game, by the way.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I was happy to hear that. Yeah, I'm trying to think what ways to disengage the bomb or escape. Because there should be a way to get out. Oh, this is already open.
Here's the door, just go.
Stay out. Man is getting really impatient with me. We're going down, down, and an ollie around. And just sugar, we're going down swinging. Number 1 with the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cock it and pull it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I mean, the way it basically works is it's infinite looped. It just stops, keeps moving. Second game tomorrow against one of my worst teams, so I'm pretty excited.
The lights
I think you
rose
guys
on
got
an
it. I believe
enormous
in you.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I believe in you. But yeah, the elevator seems like it's pretty much an infinite loop until you press a button again. So like you basically hop in and it just sits there playing music.
Now the monitors jumped.
We sat in there for a bit,
Their
like
true
last time we
nature
played.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so
There's
many
something down
individuals
here
reduced
we're
to
missing.
images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. You're good. You're good, bud. Do some rest. Yeah, for sure. Trying to figure something out. Okay, tomorrow's stream is gonna be Deltarune. So there's no way we can stop the bomb, from what I'm reading. I don't think there's any way we can stop the bomb. We're gonna be doing Deltarune tomorrow, though.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Okay, so there's two endings I can think of right now that we can probably try to get.
He refused.
One is more
believe it.
interesting than the other.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I'm trying to think. So the buttons don't do anything. Okay. None of the buttons do anything.
The heart of the operation.
He's not in the
Controls
stream yet.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad.
By the
or
way, guys, don't forget to like the stream if you haven't yet.
walking,
If you like making a
eating,
feeling depression.
working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the
I think Kristen's
controls
lurking.
once and for all.
Bucket with a mustache is now something she just made. I think Kristen's lurking in the chat. Snooze them. We're going for freedom and just stopping the countdown.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won.
We're taking the freedom
He had
ending. We're
defeated
going
the
through.
machine, unshackled himself from someone
I think
else's
there's an escape
command.
ending too.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's
Apparently so.
grasp?
I was getting the same
What
thing.
other mysteries did this strange building hold?
You can't stop
But
the
as
bomb.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized
From what
none
I
of this
saw.
mattered to
Kinda
him,
sucks.
For it was not knowledge.
Be kinda
or
interesting
even
if you could.
power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
That's why I went
Perhaps
ahead and
his
chose the
goal had
freedom
not been
ending.
to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone
I need to be
tell
able
him
to
where
eat grass.
what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Let me eat grass. I need
It
the
was
grass ending.
perhaps the
There's a
only
house or
thing
something right
worth
there.
knowing.
It's not a barn,
Stanley
a shed maybe or
stepped
something?
through the open door.
I don't know. A building. We'll say that much.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that
I smell that
things were
lasagna is
meant
almost
to
ready.
happen.
It smells so good.
And Stanley was happy.
One of the endings here isn't that hard to get.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his
Freedom!
responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to.
He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
There's something about the boss room. I remember
All
that.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we don't need the bucket, at least for now. Sadly enough, no bucket for now. We're gonna go all the way back to the manager's room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Want to make sure of something. Oh, okay. It's that easy? Okay. Here's one of the innings we're gonna go for.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Take the right door. Right door. Batman, live in the shadows. Batman. I did it. Yeah. Like the evil kid, like the kid.
Had it. I didn't want to get that bug.
Go down. I can't think about anything, Frog. Really. We're trying to go down. I think we disabled the narrator, though. Yeah, I like you, Frog. We got 14 minutes on the lasagna, by the way. Do we just let the elevator go? I don't think it will. Yeah, I don't think it will. Yeah, it does. It's playing elevator music. Or it was.
Here's the door, just go.
Wait. What? This came out in 2020. There's an original game, though. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I'm supposed to walk forward and then immediately walk back.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Yeah. Why? Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Don't drink it on an empty stomach, okay? You take your medicine for the day?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
0.0000001%
decided to go
more than
up
average.
to his boss's office. Hoping he'd coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I think I'm supposed to...
Here's the door.
Got past him. Okay, the doors are locked. This is one of the endings. It's one of the endings. We disabled him by going out the door like backwards. Yeah, it's supposed to rain and everything pretty badly. Sometimes. Cold pizza's good by itself, though. We'll see, baby. Surprised you weren't playing Pokemon Go on your way home. Air fry your cold pizza? Really? I want to take the bucket. Can I take the bucket with me? Oh, this is darkness. You are now leaving. Really? What today is? It's Wednesday? Dancing around that question a little bit. My dudes. September. Wednesday. Yeah. It's Wednesday, my dudes. The 11th. Yeah. Yeah. I don't speak Japanese, monkey. I'm sorry, I forgot how to read, frog. Patriots Day, my dudes. That's Russian dummy. Nah. I don't know, babe. Escape pod launch bay. Wouldn't blame you. But yeah, what we did basically was walk towards the boss's office and then immediately drop back. No, we're putting the bucket in. We're not going in ourselves. Pella! Shh. He's telling the bucket to shush and caressing the bucket.
Notice me, senpai.
No. Don't do that notice me senpai stuff right now. He's putting the bucket in. No, he's gonna let the bucket escape. I see there's two endings to this. I didn't realize. He's putting the bucket in the escape pod. So we could have gone through the escape pod, but because we had the bucket, we couldn't go. He put the bucket in the escape pod and stayed. That is wild to me that that ending is so different if you have the bucket.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh?
He caressed a bucket, sitting on an escape pod. So we got to do that again with just ourselves. No. No bucket this time? Yeah, we have to go by ourselves.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I don't remember. There's so many endings to this game. Oh, you got 8 minutes left on your lasagna, by the way.
Yet there was not a single person
put some cheese on it?
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
No bucket today.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's that?
Depression tends to do that. Don't hit me.
Here's
just
the door.
didn't want you to hit me. There you go. We're going back out. No, you're good, baby. You're good. You're okay. Yeah. Remember, chat, Jordan beats me quite often. That's a joke, by the way. Now I can go in the broom closet with no interruptions. Just got back from the Skibbity toilet. Welcome back, Skibbity Riz, Ohio. Sigma.
You're not a Sigma, you're an Alpha.
Phantom tax. That's my job. What, beating you? Beating me?
Keep on.
Phantom tax. Skibbity Ohio Riz. Brain rot. The bucket's gone. The bucket's gone.
You freed him.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese, monkey. What are you doing, babe? Can't.
That's Spanish.
I can't move. It's found a new master. No, it shall have no master other than I. Jordan.
You're letting me get away with this because I'm sad, aren't you?
A little bit, but also I can't really do much. I have been in love with Baldur's Gate 1 out of 1 perfect score. I've been meaning to actually play it. I don't know whether I'd want to stream it or not. I tried to do it before. I guess so. But yeah, I tried streaming it before. I don't know whether I want to do it again. We could actually play together? True enough. It's not a bard. He's a rogue. Astarion is the one, the white-haired one. I wouldn't be against playing it together, Scar. That could be fun. Yeah. Goku? My brain just seizured up a little bit. Just a me and you adventure. That could be fun on stream too, though. Like Goku, like Natsu, like Ichigo. Whatever happened. Yes, whatever happened. What happened? What happened? What? Huh? What happened? It just didn't give me any scene?
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders
There's no
stopped
cutscene, it
coming
just...
in?
What?
How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
I'm trying to figure out what innings we're missing. Replacement bucket? Yes.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I didn't lose it. It went through an escape pod.
No, the orders were still missing.
Well, we already went through the escape pod. Yeah, what is happening? No, this is this is like I guess an Easter egg ending. Bucket, bucket, bucket. Chant for the bucket. Chant for the bucket. 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 Buckets.
Anyway, like what your anime was, like,
I see that. I don't know if his ending is gonna be any different. Can I not walk? Or am I walking? I don't think anybody has. I don't know if anything happens if I move or not. 3 minutes on lasagna, babe. Oh, wait. The path ahead of me has opened up. It changed. I wonder if this does anything. What is happening? What have I summoned here? The answer will probably be no one. We all have our favorite anime. I don't think this is gonna do anything. Nice to know we summoned the bucket gods. Back in what the fuck is going on, bucket. Oh god, a flabbergasted finger blaster. Quick, place the bucket on your head and chant Singapore. Singapore, 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 Singapore. Singapore, 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 Singapore. Okay, nothing's happening. I don't think we've moved very far. How do you have the bucket? Magic. He gave me a replacement bucket after I sent the other one off on an escape pod. Have we moved? Genuine question. I don't know. I am. Okay, that's enough. He's not... I don't really know if he's going anywhere. I don't think there's anything to be done here. Yeah, multiple flying rocks. Most... Singapore, 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 Singapore. Why did we have... What was up with Singapore? Why are we talking about Singapore? Bartholomew moved. Not again. No. They're getting louder. Why are they louder? The bucket chanting is louder.
I don't hear it.
Maybe I'm just going insane. Okay, I don't think anything is happening here. We're beginning the game again. 7:16. 32 seconds left.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The end is never 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 the end. There. Alcohol. There you go. It's going off. Put some cheese on that lasagna. More. Yes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
I can't really think of what else we can do. I know one of them, like the woman called.
It was okay.
It was okay. Game over. Game over. Game over. So I know next week is going to be Resident Evil 3. Wednesday, still up in the air. Thursday is going to be Deltarune.
But eager
I'm trying to think, because there's multiple games we could play.
First open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Never. Exactly what I said, Frog. Buy a drink. There was a drink. I don't think it would let me.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
You know me so well,
now
narrator.
In order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Door open? No.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
How dare you?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Left. Up.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now.
He's
this
clapping.
Story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Left. Don't hold on. not that way. Well, let me go nowhere else. I'm stuck. I gotta go up. Oh, hey.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
How did I get here? But now, I mean, we played the original.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Depends on which game you want me to play.
To go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No bucket. The bucket's gone. From the top, make it drop. That's a wet-ass bucket. From the top, make it drop. That's the wet-ass bucket.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
I've seen all the lore.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Yo, let's go, Kirby.
Let's find the story.
This is the best game. You should play it. That's Ultimate Custom Night, right? There's so many doors now. W merch, thank you so much. Up left? Yeah, Kristen does a great job with the merch. I love the work she does. Don't forget, guys. Oh, it's Pizzeria Sim. Oh, okay. Ultimate Custom Nights on F7. Fair enough. I actually really liked Pizzeria Sim.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys. Hoodie Week is still going on until Sunday.
Do we need to restart?
That's 25 to 30% off every bit of merch.
Unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over.
Or every bit of hoodie merch.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
What'd you do? No, I just found something. No, wait. Why? Where's my bucket at?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not gonna be no help. I'm not gonna be no help. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. Quick fact, your merch is kind of... Well, to a certain extent, man. If I like lower the merch much more, it actually charges me when you buy it. So I can't get too low with it. Fourth wall is kind of expensive, but they're worth it. It charges me when you guys buy merch.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might
for that
be
kind of thing.
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, it's a tad fucked up. It will charge me if I lower it too much. See you in a minute. I fucked up. He's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
We're not going to get anywhere. Oh, things have changed.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
No.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Wiener!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
But yeah,
No, I don't feel right about this.
Fourth
at all.
Wall does all the
We both
shipping
know you
and
didn't put in the actual
everything.
work for that win.
all
Some
we do is
people
make the
win
designs
fair and
pretty much.
square, and this
They
was not one of
charge
those situations.
a surprising amount for
Okay?
it.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what.
I had
might
the
happen this
ability to be
time,
dirt cheap for
I
you guys,
have
I
to
promise.
restart.
But everybody that's had the merch has told me it is really high quality. Like, it is really good
All
stuff.
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This is different. Gotta turn the monitors off. I could not follow a line here. That'd be kind of funny. Oh, he's playing solitaire. Can I win that for him? I like solitaire. Didn't say I'm good at it, but I like it.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
I don't think this is
Nope.
right.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to
Because I
put it
can.
another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I'm hoping there's something secret
Simply
for
by
doing
the
that.
act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if
This is a
my
loop.
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa,
You talk too much.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. I don't know. It's supposed to be the storyline. That's where you're supposed to go.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Really?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Look at the beautiful fern. Beautiful fern. Sexy fern. I can't say that with a screenshot. Say that with a straight face. It's a beautiful fern. I will remember it forever.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
It doesn't know where it's going. The fern is named Flint. Oh.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay, here's the line again.
You know what, Stanley?
Gotta turn the computers
I
off again.
say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make
Have
up
a good
our
one,
own
bud.
story?
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Fair enough. Let's go. Remember, Fern, it's important.
Now,
Of course it's important.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Square
Whatever
rooms.
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Squares, 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 a square, and a square, and a square, and a square.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
You.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It exists. It went up. Why can't we acknowledge it?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to
Yes,
lead
sir.
somewhere, which means
Sir,
that
yes, sir.
somewhere, the place where we're trying
answer
to
is 7.
go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this?
Ah!
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight
After a
times?
long time, then Stanley dies.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Thought you knew that.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
We're gonna
And
have
the
to, aren't
timer
we?
stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
We did.
whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not
Sure.
quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Okay then. Restart. I typed it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket's back. I'm kind of running out of things to do here. I'm trying to think. There's an ending where I got called. Pick some stuff up, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gotcha, Frog. You have a good one. The fern! The fern is important. Remember the fern. Oh. Hopefully see you tomorrow for Delta Room.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. it was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do we? We haven't done this yet. We'll do this.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I didn't. You're just gonna loot me. I can't go. Never mind.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Man is so sick of me, man. He's so sick of me. So we need to go through the red doors. We need to go through the blue and red door. I want to choose the red one this next time. That's about the only thing I can think of. Getting a bite of lasagna, man. That's good. It's good. Nice and cheesy. I like lasagna cheesy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Fern is in the room. The fern is in the room. Praise the fern.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track...
Thank you.
Good job, you've made it
really
to the bottom of the mind control facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
I vibe with it.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job.
I think we did it.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
I got one more thing I can think to try.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Time. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Play
well.
after every poo.
Perhaps
Yes.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
Love
first,
it. After
just to
every
admire
poo.
it.
Good job. You did it.
It was okay.
Good
But
job.
eager
You
to
did
get
it.
back to
Good
business,
job. You
Stanley
did.
took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, 2 things I can think of to do. We haven't gone up
Stanley,
there, have
I
we?
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have 0 consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God.
Pretty sure he said blue.
willing to
Ah!
listen to me.
He did,
You
didn't
see
he?
that I really
No!
have wanted you to be happy
Hey, how
all
you
this
doing,
time.
ASDF guy?
The problem is all these choices.
You ever seen the ASDF movie?
The
I
two
love
of
it.
us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
We'll have to
Don't
go
you
blue
see
next
that
time.
It's killing us, Stanley. I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Maybe just
And I
stop.
think,
Yep.
well, I
It's
think
the
I
baby,
have a
is it not?
solution. Here.
And like the rating of
let
the
me
experience
show
thing.
you.
Is there anything special I can get out of that? I don't remember if we've gotten this. Have we gotten this before? There's so many endings I just don't know anymore.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Oh, we've seen this. Yeah, we've seen this
it's
ending.
Beautiful, isn't it?
We've seen this.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Sucks
no,
to suck.
Wait, where are you going?
Yep, we've seen
no.
this. All right. We've seen this. The phone ending. We got called about picking some
All of
stuff
his
up,
co-workers were
but I'm
gone.
not sure where
What
to
could
go
it
from
mean?
there.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You mean like
No
the,
matter how hard
like
Stanley
getting
looked,
called
he couldn't
kind of thing?
find a trace of his co-workers.
I know there's a phone ending when you collect the Stanley figure. You can go somewhere and get the recording. We've done that. Not the office phone. Which phone? The other phone. By the lift. Eat this real quick. Sorry, lasagna's good. You take the lift all the way up. It's gonna be by the lift. Okay. But I know we have gotten a call
When Stanley came
about,
to a
hey,
set
pick
of
this stuff
two
up on the
open
way
doors,
home.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
By the way, if you like bacon and flipping depression, don't forget to like the video. If you haven't subbed or followed yet, please do. It helps me a
Stanley
lot.
was so bad at following
We are
directions,
at
it's
16 or
incredible he
something
wasn't
on
5
1602
years ago.
on YouTube and like 339
Look,
on
Stanley,
Twitch.
I think perhaps
One
we've
away from
gotten off on
340.
the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
So up
I
here?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Bucket, isn't it?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Ooh.
She's been waiting.
Supposed to be a phone. there or just down there? The moment I go through, it's going to close the door, so I'm trying to be sure. Continue with the path? Alright. Just making sure before the door closed on me. She's been waiting.
That's
Hey.
her, Stanley.
This is a new one.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
For unplugging the phone?
Sweetie, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm
So we
just
have to go
pulling the
back
bread out of
again.
the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think
Rude.
you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
Rude.
Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on.
I think I want to leave, actually. Bye.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Rude. Why is there a couch in the way?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? No, I don't want to. I don't wanna. I will not. I refuse. Move player model. Fine.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press M.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
It's like
he's
the
eating
game.
lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Please press M. You can't press a different
But in
button.
his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
It's depressing. Please press F to watch
And
TV.
so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Excited him. Spend time with the boys. The boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered
Good
what
question,
lay behind
Scar.
each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press Z to prepare
As
dinner.
he wandered through this
What?
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Meta. Tell your kids the story. I have
It was
kids.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Was she to tell you wife or lover?
But
Aw.
there is no answer.
What?
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
This is existential. L to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Bam.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here...
Well, I thought since
is
you told me I
electing
was
to
not
kill
supposed to
himself?
listen. Okay.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
Oh. That was an existential crisis right there. Holy crap. Back screen. Oh, the end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. We're back again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I can unplug the phone. I'm gonna try unplugging the phone and see what happens.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
Trying
was
to
not the
experiment and
correct
learn
way to the
everything.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
I
stop
don't
by
feel like
the
there's much more
employee
we can
lounge
do, though.
first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business,
That would be beautiful.
Stanley took the first open
Let the phone
door on
come
his
to life.
left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To
Is it
let
funniest
her
ending?
back into
Got
your
you.
life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
No.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
He knows.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to
Get
think
him.
I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Get
It's
him.
as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert
Hi,
has
Rupert.
a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Oh,
Which
that
choice
happens.
would you make?
I love
Remember
how to read,
that
man.
unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic.
You're not my dad.
If you find yourself
forgot how to
speaking with
read.
a person who does not make sense, in all
Sorry, I can't read
likelihood,
your subtitles
that person
anymore.
is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
You're doing what?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is
It's
the best
puppy.
part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least
Kiss
8
it.
choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember.
I must
that
commence
in
my
the
actions
vast
elsewhere.
Infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems
You both
are
had the same
materially
idea.
insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're
Tractor.
properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I forgot how to read. I'm following, aren't I? Dagner. I understand. Pick up the phone. Hey. You can't do that.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly
Let me off.
halfway through the story.
Let me off.
That story would make no sense at all.
I have to.
We just need to get you home as soon as
You leave me no
possible
choice.
before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Me either. Me off. They charge you for breaking stuff. Weird. It wouldn't let me off. Roll 24-sided die on whatever number is how many times you need to kiss a baby. 70 trillion. They just get really unlucky with their rolls. Infinite baby kissing loop.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Never. Take me to the broom closet. It's where I live now.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and
Flip a
always
coin,
putting
and if
the
it's
story
heads, it's
first.
treated as you landed
I'm
on
quite
tails,
sure you'll
and
be up
vice
to the
versa.
task. Just follow my
Infinite
lead and you'll
coin
be
loop?
fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Katy Perry's wrecking ball? No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I will not. I'm here to break the world. I like pain. Why won't you break more? Break more, Stanley. Break more.
Oh, it's ruined. You
Okay.
can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage?
It's okay.
It's worthless now. And what
No,
am I
it's not.
supposed to
It's
do?
okay.
Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No, you
I
don't.
have to.
Let me up.
I have to.
No. No. I think he shut the game down. It's good. There was Gur everywhere.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Thank you so much for the follow, ASDF guy.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it
340,
was to
let's
be
go,
like
guys.
Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Damn.
Oh, my story.
What do you mean to me?
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole
Yes.
underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
What happened?
...behave exactly as Stanley would. That
What?
means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Is behaving exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. I'm not even a comment anymore. He gave up.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Yes.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Or
that means choosing responsibly
have to take the left
and
door.
always putting the story first.
Dumb.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Something was teleported here. Welcome. This is exactly as planned. Sweet, are we magic? Yes. How'd you know? We did a magic trick. And now you have
there was not
appeared.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
We know
Stanley
Maggie.
decided to go up to his boss's office.
Hey guys,
hoping he might
you
find
guys
an answer
gotta
there.
be extremely careful these days. There's gur everywhere. It's what you should know. No broom closet? Why not? Why no broom closet? It's worth it for the
Coming to a staircase,
Hey.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
the illusionist's choice. Not gur. The gur everywhere. You're blocking me off from going specific places. You're rude. The illusion of choice. This is all an illusion. What are you? Oh, this is new.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all
most
the
expensive
answers
boss.
to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode.
There's no
He
passcode.
had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
You haven't seen this ending?
Night Shark
Surprise!
115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Night Shark
He drew a
115.
sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. I mean, Stanley's not doing it, am I?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I actively
Okay,
can't do it.
fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I couldn't
the kind
speak.
of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right.
SDF.
You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Don't be a coward.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong
Is
here.
the
We
true
can work
ending?
together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
Was this the ending?
Do something. Anything.
That's
This is more
sad.
important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs
This
it.
is not the true ending. Really? Why is it rolling
So,
credits though?
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct.
It
That
sounds
is
so
the best
sad.
choice. That's all right. I'll wait
Sorry,
for you to
Leroy.
decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
It's just stopped. Oh. Okay. Phone.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Boxes. Jordan, your phone's going off. Boxes. Bucket. I don't really know what else we can do. So we got the boxes. Are we supposed to find the boxes now?
When Stanley came to a set of
Your
2
phone's
open
going
doors,
off, or
he
was.
entered the door on his left.
It was going off like someone was calling you.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Here,
Feeling
huh?
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this.
Again.
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Closet. Room closet again. Yes. Jordan's on the phone. I'm trying not to
Coming
interrupt
to
too
a
much.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
That's fine.
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And
Yeah.
then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. all of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
I think we've done this one too.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I noticed that one.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
How many
simply
people we got in
repeated?
chat, by the way?
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Thanks on Twitch, got you.
He yelled.
If anybody wants to call
This
a raid,
is
feel
all
free to
a
list the name.
dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently
I'd prefer to
float
keep it
above the
around my
ground.
level, but I'm a little lower.
Then he imagined
floating.
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And
Anything
then
else we can
perhaps
think
the
of I haven't
strangest
done
question
yet?
of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd,
I'm having to
I wondered
snooze
if
these
this
ads. I'm
voice
trying to
spoke
make it
all
last.
people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
He's going crazy steadily.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. Nope, he's still here. I was walking into a wall. I was walking right into a
Stanley
wall.
began screaming.
As you do.
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
How long are you working?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking
will you
and
take
screaming
this
to
to the kitchen?
himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Yeah, he died.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy.
if you have to be there by 6:45, I'll have to get up
Everyone
earlier.
knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her
Made her
feel
feel
better.
better.
But then she remembered the
of the
meeting she had
endings.
scheduled for that day.
Endings.
The very important
Did you
people
die?
whose impressions of
Yeah.
her would affect her career.
Pretty much.
And
I
by
can help make that
extension,
ending
the
happen
rest
in
of her
real
life. She had no time for this, so it was only a
That was the
moment
insanity
she
ending,
stood
yep.
there, staring
I
down
can't
at the
think of
body.
any other endings, really.
And then she turned and
I'm going
ran.
back around and trying to experiment with endings, and I just keep getting the same ones because I can't think of anything else to do here. I feel like we've basically got most of them already. The boxes is what's confusing me. Right now that we got the call about the boxes, what are we supposed to do there? By the way, I had already planned to maybe end a little early if we got everything, but if she's got to go into work tomorrow, I'll probably have to end it regardless.
Oh, but
You really want to go downtown to play Pokemon Go after drinking?
that's time to go down and play Pokemon Go.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I can't really think of anything else that we could do. The bomb. Yeah, we've seen the bomb. We've seen the insanity ending. We've seen the baby. There's actually an ending right here where you close the door and sit in. Yeah, we've done that one. We sat in the broom closet for a while. That wasn't technically an ending. We've done the escape pod, and we've done the escape pod in the bucket. We've done multiple bucket endings. We've done the one with the birds with the bucket. We've done the bomb. We've done turning it off and being free. We've done turning it off but not being able to leave with the bucket. We've done a lot. So honestly, I really can't think of what else we're supposed to do or what else we're missing. Because we've gone through and combed the game pretty much. I don't know. That being said, Jordan is standing right beside me and acting like she's in a rush for something. Need to get the epilogue. What's the epilogue? You know what the epilogue is? What it entails? We got an ad starting and I can't snooze it, so. On Twitch.
You died.
May have an ad starting in about 6 seconds. I kind of do want to hear about the epilogue, though. Okay, we got 8 right now. Are you gonna make me like pretty much have to leave at 6:20 to get anywhere? You know I hardly am able to wake myself up until 6:30, right?
Stop at like
3 animations? Got you. That's kind of a lot of me. Did you ever do the? We did do the escape pod ended with the bucket. Yep, we did. Yep, we did. We've jumped through the window with and without the bucket. We said yes and no. We've combed through a lot of the game. Honestly, we've combed through a lot. To the point where I almost don't know what else is happening here.
I'll buy you.
Baby. Chill. Yeah, we did. We jumped on the computer room. We'll figure it out. I'm not mad at you. Just chill. Okay. Maybe. So the epilogue, you need to boot up the game a couple times. Alright. So basically quit and then reboot it. Close it and then I'll open it back up. I don't know what's different, because before, like, it's had me change the time a few times. Oh, what? Please just a slider to the computer is rarely visible. There we go. Good enough. You're fine, baby. Please just a slider to the dog and the cat are friends. Aww, look at the puppy and kitty. More. Yes. Number 5 becomes the number 9. Is this slider until you stop adjusting the slider? Boom. Which of the 2 made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush. Speaking about 9. Please don't adjust the slider. I got 9 ads? Oh, damn. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. I've asked people if they want them minimized a little more, but I can't really turn them off. I hate it. You know what time it is right now? Yes. I know what time it is. Is that the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What is time anyway? Yes. Anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Me after the 9 ads are done dead. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes.
No.
Don't tell him that. Don't know what that did.
This is the story of a man named
820.
Stanley.
Trying to get all these
Stanley
endings.
worked for a company in a big building where he
The
was
epilogue.
employee number 427. Employee number
Apparently by
427's
rebooting a couple
job
times.
was
Do we need
simple.
to reboot
He
more?
sat
I
at
think
his
it's good.
desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Is there anything else I need to do
And
to
then one
reboot it
day,
again?
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Is there a number 7? Alright. Good job.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna wait a sec to make sure we figure this out. Because that's the only thing I can think of we're missing. Oh, hold on. Epilogue is an option available to you on the menu screen after completing the figurines ending. Okay, and all of the boot up sequences. If I open it back up, I guess. Just send them out of the ads. Nice. Good job. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no information for me to gather. I collected all the data on you that I can. So I really don't really know you. You don't know me. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. If I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You want to have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? It's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. Rude. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. There it is! We got it! We got the epilogue. Let's go. Epilogue. Many, many years later. Are you about to see it? Pretty. Look at the moon. Eat the fire. Yes, consume it. Consume it all. It's fucking windy. Windy. The moon. She's out. What? What? This music is great. It's very surreal. I like it. There's the sun. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. And I said, yeah, this place has been a wreck. It's the house of memories, right? Oh, powered by a generator. Stanley Parable 2. Yo. Wait, what? What? I'm missing the bucket. Is the bucket here? No, it's out. No! It's out there. No! I can't go back now. I didn't know the bucket was there. Can I do this again? Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. With the first game team with originality, the Stanley Parable is dull. Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what was made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into the territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole, who cares? What are the new endings? What are the enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... Ah, he loves the bucket. Don't we all love the bucket, though? I need my bucket. I have to play the ending again for the bucket. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. The Stanley Parable launched massive success in 2013. Creators made planned to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parables is not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes farther on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop insulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. It's the gym buttons on the... Oh!
Jim
I'm home. This is the true ending. I belong here. You don't let me press these. Love it. More! More Jim!
Stanley, Stanley.
Odd. Did not expect to hear Stanley's name. Why did that shock me like it did? I was already here, right?
Stanley.
Can't believe we missed the bucket, man. Stanley button supremacy. Oh, wait! Am I supposed to do that? Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. You read what the developers said? Reserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? See, that was the narrator's problems. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make it a mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Simple. All you do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Nothing loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. One with the stapler. The last ever square. Unforgivable skeleton. The end is never the stapler. Lord of the cowboy. Spectacular stapler. Stapler? We're thinking stapler. Spectacular stapler. One with the stapler. The last ever stapler. Unforgivable stapler. Whatever I choose. Okay. Stanley Parable. I mean, unforgivable content. Be nice. One with a stapler, the last ever stapler. I mean, if you're thinking of an office setting, you obviously want to go the last ever stapler. Right? I'd say last ever stapler. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end. Nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. Just being the same content, recycle again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. New sequel every time you start the game. You know what? Since you put some faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's bothering me. Let's fix it. Hey! Achievement machine is all fixed. See, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're gonna keep this train rolling. Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral on itself forever. Must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Nice. There's only one last thing we need to do. Is into the current time. 834. There's a slider of the computer is rarely visible. Hey, Stanley Parable 3, the last ever stapler. So let's go for the bucket. New display name on Discord. Love it. Where's the bucket at? We're speedrunning this. We can. Bucket. Right before you enter the building. Got you. Windy! It's windy! Purple sand. Windy! See him. Bupkit, my beloved! Bupkit! We have Bupkit. Roger, we have Bupkit. It's the bucket. It survived. Yes, the bucket survived. Go up! Shimmy the rope. The bucket can do it. I believe in him. The handle bounces. It does. That's fancy, ain't it?
Jim.
I have 26 figurines, by the way. I brought my friend with me. Hello again. Nice to see you. It's terrible to learn. Oh, okay, I've seen this already. You've seen this. This is basically not new. If somebody wants a raid, let me know. Stanley Parable 4. More paperwork. Red for it. Let's do it. What about my bucket? Mention my bucket. Gotta love the obscure references. Oh, current time? I mean, I have my Steam sound off, so it's probably not going to matter, but we can... Is there an easy way to get to it? Because I was actually trying to wrap stream up to get some stuff done. I love that. It's beautiful. The Stanley Parable 4. More paperwork. Is there an easy way to get that? The door will be open. Alright, we'll hop in real quick. We'll get it, then we're done. Because Jordan wants to go somewhere, so I've been trying to wrap it up.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, no, surely not.
Surely not. Surely not.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original
I got you, man. We're done soon.
And any
you have a good night, all right?
For it should live up to that legacy. So
I'll see you tomorrow.
This ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Anyways, give me what I need.
Yes, you see,
You got
this
what
far
I
superior to a measly
need.
re-release with a few minor additions. Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I don't remember where I'm going. Get 2 buckets? No way. We can get 2 buckets now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure? Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Go, Pedic. Well, we did it. And then let's see about getting 2 buckets. Bet we can dual wield the buckets now.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I wish I could jump more. Rip. Now, technically, we're on the Stanley Parable 4. This is kind of outdated, not gonna lie. There is no bucket.
Wait.
You lied to
There
me.
are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
Yes.
Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you. Stanley, the power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the
How
bucket meant
dare
to
you?
But I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Never. Never. Alright, gang. That being said, I don't think we have anything else we can really think of doing. Wow, I was tilted that way. I can't think of anything else we can really do there. I think we've gone ahead and cleared pretty much everything. But yeah, that being said, I am probably gonna end it up. Wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed, you like bacon or flipping depression, don't forget to like the video. If you haven't subbed or followed yet, please do. We are at like 1602 over on YouTube and 340 over on Twitch, and you guys are awesome. We did just recently get monetized over on YouTube, so our next goal is to get partnered over on Twitch, and we'll be rolling. It's gonna take a minute though, but we'll get there. We'll get there together. We'll make it work together. But yeah, if nobody has a raid in mind, we might just cut it short tonight just because of the fact that Jordan seems like she wants to go somewhere before it gets too late and she's got to get up and go to work tomorrow. But yeah, let me take a moment to thank my members over on YouTube, Eris the Last, Kristen Faye, Spook, Epoch Chen, and Freddy. You guys are all awesome. Let me thank everybody on Twitch for being awesome as always. ASCF Guy, it was lovely to have you. Blue, it was lovely to have you. So many awesome people that we had tonight in and out. Love to see it. Love to have it. But you guys have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow with Deltarune. Don't forget it. Make a note. It's going to be fun. We're going to see what we're playing next Wednesday, since I'm assuming we're counting it as we finish the Stanley Parable. I can't think of anything else to do. That's just me. There's so much stuff in here, it's hard to think of what to do. I think we've got the epilogue, so I'm going to count it as wrapped. That's just the way I'm going to look at it. But either way, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.